And anyway, I was just intrigued to know what Karl's ultimate dinner party. Who would pop round? Any of you cheeky freaks?
So what's this? I'm putting on a...
You're putting on an imaginary dinner party.
Anne Robinson's there. She's got to be there. I said I didn't invite you. She said, well, I'm there anyway. Yeah. So it was actually me, Anne Robinson, and 6 people.
Yeah.
And I chose people like heroes, like Muhammad Ali, Homer Simpson, or stuff like that, you know, James Randi, yeah. So you could choose anyone.
Living or dead, fictional or otherwise.
Right.
Would it look like a circus from the 18th century?
I'll have like a few freaks in there.
Like what? Who would you have?
Well, the first person I'd have is probably Elvis.
I had Elvis. I chose Elvis.
Why would you have Elvis?
He's just good, wasn't he? He was good at what he did.
Right.
Just have a...
But once you'd said that to him, what would the rest of the conversation?
I'd say sing us a song.
Right, so you make him sing a song?
Yeah, he'd be like the entertainment for the night. When he's not on the stage performing, I'd probably have the Elephant Man there.
Right. Well, so John Merrick, yeah?
Yeah, John Merrick.
Okay, I've got Elvis, John Merrick. If anyone's out there and, you know, you haven't got anything to do, can you write down everything Karl says from now to a year and send it to me and Steve, because we might want to put it in a book?
Yes.
Would that be good? Just maybe someone keep a journal of everything Karl does and says, and we'll try and keep a scrapbook of pictures.
Tell you who I would have.
Who?
Peter Kay.
Right.
He'd be good, he'd be brilliant. I'd want to be sat next to him, because he's...
Well, I mean, you're friends with Ricky Gervais, why would you want to...
No, but... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Peter Kay.
Alright,
Peter Kay.
enough, yeah.
Which one, would you do him as himself or one of his characters he does?
Just as he is.
Yeah.
He's funny, he's a funny man.
Yeah.
Love him. What else? Probably, that fella who lost his arm when he was climbing that mountain. Remember?
He had to cut off his own arm.
Yeah.
Right, why would you have him?
I'd just like to have a chat with him and say, you know, what happened there then?
Yeah.
Well, we know what happened there. He cut his arm off. What would you say? Did it hurt? Yes, it hurt.
But I don't think it would hurt. That's one of the questions.
What are you talking about?
I reckon the shock cancelled any pain out. If you're stuck there with a boulder on your arm, you've probably got bad pins and needles, right?
Yeah.
With a big rock on your arm.
Yeah.
And you'd say, right, so how long were you sat there before you said, well, I've got to cut this off?
What do you think the other people would be doing when you were talking about this bloke about cutting his own arm? John Merrick wouldn't mind.
Can I just ask?
Elvis would probably be off his head on something.
Elephant Man will be having a couple of buns.
I hope Peter Kay didn't make a funny comment. I hope he doesn't make a funny comment.
Yeah.
Right?
That woman in the boat who went round the world.
Why?
Just to see, you know, how she managed
Pretty
that.
boring guests, really.
Hey?
But boring?
What do you mean boring?
What was she going to say? What she said, she was going, well, I didn't see a lot. I was in a cabin. Really? There's a lot of water. I was a bit scared.
The main thing I'd want to ask her, right, because I remember when she did it, and there was an interview with her, and her parents were there or something, and her mum was saying how she's dead proud because she decided to, you know, go around the world in a boat as a kid, instead of just hanging around on street corners and stuff. She didn't want her daughter to, like, be messing about on the streets at night on her own and stuff. She was a responsible mother.
Yeah.
And she sent her off on a boat.
Sure.
In the middle of the Atlantic.
On her own.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask her about that.
I think even Manchester's safer than that, innit?
Yeah. And I'd have, probably another woman, so to chat to her, probably go for, Kim Marsh.
Kim Marsh?
Sorry, you'd have the woman who sailed around the world, right? But you'd have to have another woman for her to have someone to talk to. Well, why invite either of them then? If you don't want to talk to either of them yourself.
What? Sorry.
I love this. Round World Yachtswoman, and Kim Marsh.
But why, of all the women you could invite, Kim
love
Marsh
that.
is at the top of the list?
That's the best list I've ever heard. Elvis, John Merrick, Peter Kay, a bloke with one arm, the Round the World Yachtswoman chatting to Kim Marsh. That is genius. Why haven't they invited you on this show? I'm going to call Anne Robinson. Right, okay, if anyone's listening to that, have Karl Pilkington. I know no one knows who he is yet, but what a great bit of conversation. Play a record, Karl, you're an idiot.